Hello, a very good evening to you. Just 3 weeks into the season and the arguments and controversy which are the lifeblood of football are raging. Tonight's Sports Scene for the first time covers 6 matches on today's card. At Tannadice, as always, the new firm didn't disappoint us.
Clark. Speed brought it down beautifully. There's Redford. Ooh!
And just a little down the coast, the Edinburgh derby, enhanced by the new signings on either side, produced its fair share of near things around goal. At Love Street, 2 defences were on top. St Mirren against Dundee, and for poor Alan Lawrence, a painful end to his afternoon's contribution. At Douglas Park, Hamilton, Motherwell were the visitors, and the game was held up by a smoke bomb of all things. In the First Division, the Ayrshire derby had just about everything. Goal, certainly, but controversy, orderings off, and the long, lonely walk to the proverbial early bath as well. And from tiny Links Park, Montrose, Brechin City, the visitors in the Second Division, the numbers not perhaps so large, but the commitment just as strong. Well, let's begin our football bonanza at Tannadice with league leaders Dundee United entertaining Aberdeen, the two sides who have become known as the new firm during the 80s, and what tremendous matches they've served up over those last few years. Today was to be no different, as Archie McPherson describes.
Dundee United top of the Premier Division, I think to the surprise of perhaps even Dundee United supporters, because considering the convulsions the club went through in close season, they've done extraordinarily well. And of course, this is the man of the moment, Kevin Gallagher, limbering up there. Somebody this week said he's worth £2 million. Well, I don't think any footballer is worth £2 million, but I can tell you this, he's one of the most exciting talents in Scottish football because he has that prime asset, pace. And there at Aberdeen, they were just down the road from here a couple of weeks ago when they got a draw. And the start of the game that day was their Dutch goalkeeper, Theo Snelders, 23 years of age. He became a free agent from 20 Enschede, and there he is now, following in the tradition of great Aberdeen goalkeepers. A year ago, John Duncan from Gorebridge was at Ibrox Park for a game which turned out to be quite infamous. He is in charge of a game today, which I think might be more respectable. Well, the great thing about this game through the years between these two teams are the great tactical battles that I used to see between Jim McLean and Alec Ferguson. And I think today, as we start this game, that tradition could quite clearly be carried on because Alex Smith himself is a very shrewd tactician. And they're getting the first touch of the ball, Billy Thompson. Kevin Gallagher in a position that he very much likes, picking the ball up. Nice positive push forward there by Billy McKinlay, who was the star of the Scottish Cup final, or one of the stars of the Scottish Cup final. David Robertson, for whom there would be a queue a mile long of English managers if Aberdeen were stupid enough to let him go. Well, McLeish right off that, away goes Gallagher, and good covering up. I suppose that's the great thing about this Aberdeen defence. They always slot in very quickly, very good support work. And very difficult to break down. Jim Bett. Now, the first touch of the ball by Raphael Mead from Sporting Lisbon. There he is. I think one or two people suspect he might not be able to last the full 90 minutes. But quite obviously a talented player, or Jim McLean wouldn't have brought him here at all. Gallagher very strongly in at the back was McLeish. Morris Malthus picking up. One of the many attacking full-backs. I think the ball had gone over, yes. Tottenham United, there's Morris Malpas. Intelligent young man, good head on his shoulders, not just for football, but for business. He has a commercial studies degree. Whoops. 2.8 seconds late. Now then, Redford to take this, and he is very good with this left foot of his. Looked like a little bit of pushing going on, and that just kept it. John Hewitt sending that down. Well picked up by Simpson. He'll be looking for support, and there it is. Good football by Aberdeen. Corner. Well, can you blame John Clark for whipping it away from the penalty area? I think Billy Thompson might just have got to it, but in a game like this, you cannot take chances. That's a very good ball indeed. That was Simpson. Now, I wonder if that had anything to do with the wind. It was swirling in, and there was a touch. Yeah, there must have been a little bit of deception in that. And in came Simpson, whistling in. He was falling at the same time, or else he might have found the net. Trying to use Hewitt a lot, and he has the pace. Now, the final ball is not effective. Mead. Dave Neddy to Gallagher. Simpson goes after it. Look at the pace of the lad. Almost got away with it, and I think that'll be Aberdeen's goal. Well, that was a first look at Kevin Gallagher, and you can see, apart from his pace, he doesn't mind taking on a defence and taking defenders in the long run. Goal kick. Oh, they really were deceived there. The two defenders going for the ball. And that little incursion by Mead, and that was punching. Well, it seemed to skid. You'll note he really didn't hit it with any great venom, but there might have been a slight deflection, and I think that's a very good save. It swings towards the far post. Away goes Hewitt. Oh, and obstructed. I always personally think that should be a booking, you know. It's deliberate, it's obvious. It gives his own team a distinct advantage. Just touched away and corner. Too fine with that. That speed already proved how dangerous he can be. He has an enormous presence about him. Up goes McLeish. He might just have got the sliver of hair to that. Free kick. And John Clark sending it a mile. Patalainen. McKinney. He didn't do very well with that. Very fortunate to get it off the side of his head. Nobody picking it up. Well, the flag at half-mast, of course, because of the tragic death of the Dundee United chairman in midweek. Well, I think Bowman did that very well. If he'd committed himself with that wind and the speed of Hewitt, Aberdeen left-sided player might have been right round him. That's for Billy Thompson, and he was glad to get the double-barreled save in there, because that was a big figure of Alec McLeish standing right in front of him. Aberdeen's first corner kick. He'll try and flight this first corner of theirs out the way, and McLeish is very close to it again. Now, McKimmie. Hewitt. The crowds are in, and a bit of a push, I think. Yeah, Simpson. Well, Simpson and Wright going in illegally. Race is on, but too much again. And there's Neil Simpson burrowing his way in. Well, look at the pace and the power of Simpson. And again, just off the side of the foot. Free kick given for that challenge, though. Robertson very hard in on Mead. And I think the referee's going to warn them about a developing niggle. Stamping a little authority on it. There's Mead with a chance, he scored! So, the man brought back from the continent and Sporting Lisbon in Portugal, who has threatened already in his game, opens the scoring after 26 minutes. Really very neatly taken, on the drop. More direction than strength, and angled perfectly away from Snelders. Now the goalkeeper had no chance. That's the second occasion that the Dutch goalkeeper has had to stretch away to the side. This time he was beaten. And you know, Jim McLean does really pull them out of the bag. Now, has Dodge got the pace? I don't think he has it on Clark. He's quite content to give away that corner kick. David Dodds, as I said, concentrates with great ferocity in this game, to say the least. There's McLeish up now. Jim Benton in a very good position. Too hard, but Hewitt couldn't get any elevation. They got to switch the tactics a bit. Looking a trifle obvious. Had him. Hesitating far too long. Bet. Simpson. The United defence trying to corner them. There's a lovely putback, and oh dear. David Dodds ought to have sucked that one. Well, I'm sure that the United supporters looking at this again will have recognised that position, but not the shot, because with great regularity he used to put them in the back of the net. Redford challenging, Patalainen at the back. Good powerful run by Patalainen. Oh, annoyed with himself, but I think he's being a little bit hard on himself. He was always under pressure. The ball was bouncing awkwardly, but he used his strength. Got a powerful pair of shoulders on him. I think he was using his arm as well, mark you. And away it went into the atmosphere. Well, we've played almost now 2 minutes of stoppage time. And indeed, the half-time whistle has gone. Dundee United winning by 1-0 to nothing after having played against a very stiff breeze, and a little bit of skill from this man, Ralph Mead, has broken the deadlock. Now, this was an excellent goal for many reasons. First of all, his anticipation, getting into the right place. It's never easy for a player to take a ball in the drop like that, but he kept it. It was controlled. It wasn't, you know, a bulleted shot, but it was angled and it was effective. And because of that, Dundee United, I think deservedly, in the lead by that single goal. Well, the goal scorer starting the second half alongside Patalainen, and it will be interesting to see how Dundee United harness the wind. I suppose that's the right expression, because although it is a certain advantage to them, we've got to watch how they strike the ball forward. Patalainen, there's Mead in an offside position. And interestingly enough, Mead, I think, looks as if he's going to be playing through the middle, with Kevin Gallagher going to the right. Clark. Mead sheltered it well. Good piece of play by the big strikers. And as I said, Dundee United have made that tactical switch, so they've got the two big men going through the middle, and it almost paid off in exactly 1.5 minutes. Then it was bobbing in the penalty, and it was strength there that helped them out against Williamson, and then Patalainen curling it round. Great anticipation again by Willie Miller. No, nobody alongside right. Really does need help when he gets a ball like that. Malpas wants to go on his own. He almost got away with it. Weekly touchdown. Redford sheltered that well, but I mean sheltered in this wind. Let me just emphasize how difficult it is for the players out there. I know it looks ideal. The ball sometimes is a very fast projectile because of the wind. It's a 50-50 ball. Conviction paying off there against Jumbet. That was Neri robbing him. The Aberdeen players came back. I think they thought they might have been in an offside position. And Big John Clark right on the line. With the two Aberdeen players there. What a glorious chance. Corner. Brilliantly saved by Billy Thompson. John Clark was dragged out of position by that. Now, eventually it fell to corner, and that was a very astute chip. But you can't beat Billy Thompson all that easily. Willie Miller trying to come up. McKimmie. That brilliantly tackled. Feels for a penalty, and it's given. Mr. Duncan has given a penalty kick for that tackle from the rear. Well, let's look at it again. It was Jim Bett. That was the original tackle. He got up, or at least he tried to get up. The ball went just beyond him, and there was the contact, pushing away at Bett. Well, it was very untidy, but I wondered if that was a penalty. I think Jim Bett is going to take this himself. Or is it John Hewitt? It's Bett. 1 each. Beautifully taken. Perfect way to take a penalty kick. Goalkeeper just slightly wrong-footed. Then he made the right guess and well away from him. And that's about 5 minutes gone. Game now evenly balanced. Well, if he does that, Billy Thompson can still make the length of the field. And he does. Look at it. Mead is after it. Woo! He got in there. He really did. Well, he's been dominating this game in these little flurries of his. Every now and again he comes into it like that. And he wasn't all that far away. Beautiful balance there by McKimmie under pressure. Clark. Nicely swept in, and Willie Miller just slightly out of position. Now Gallagher. First time we've seen him this half. Excellent tackle. Two great young players together. That was David Robertson. Great to see that, isn't it? Young talent like that. One a superb defender. The other one quite willing to take on any defense. Alec McLeish, sun in the eyes though it might have been, showing all his experience to get behind that. Back it goes. Clark. Speed brought it down beautifully. There's Redford. Ooh! Oh, that's the kind of football you like to see from any team. Beautifully chested down. Little decoy move by Pantalainen, and Redford whistling it past. Neatly touched on by Pantalainen to Redford. Looking for a wee bit support, and he gets it all on his left, though. Looked a bit congested. And the inevitable figure of Alec McLeish. Little touch to Redford going through. Oh, that's brilliantly saved. Great play by Redford all the same. Not very often a man can go into the Aberdeen penalty area and get away and elude tackles like he did. Gallagher. Padalainen. Look at this run by Redford. He decided he had to go himself. White jerseys converging on him. Delicate little touch. And that was going to the side, and that goalkeeper certainly is very safe. Padalainen. Good tackling. David Robertson holding his head there right in the middle of the field. I think he's recovering though. You see they're getting in beyond that Dundee United defence. They've done it several times in the second half. A little touch of desperation saving United. That's McKimmie, and it's holding. Ooh, I wouldn't like to be a goalkeeper facing a ball like that. But 11 minutes left. Gallagher. Oh, covering up well, Aberdeen now. Nope. Much too strong. Again, let me apologise. It really is very difficult for the cameramen coming out of the dark of the stand into the bright sunlight. Padalainen. Off Malpas. Free kick to Dundee United. Ten minutes of the game remaining. I think what has caused a kind of general layer of interest in this game is you always get the impression that because of the conditions, this strong wind, somebody's going to make a mistake in defence. And yet the same signs are there that defences are confident. Hooked away by Connor. Now Redford, given time to turn that round. No offside. Padalainen. Clark is up and it's there. Oh, the Aberdeen players are challenging the referee and saying the goalkeeper was impeded. Clark certainly went after the ball. It's 2-1 with 9 minutes left. And referee Duncan having none of it. Now, let's see what happened. Padalainen did all of the spade work. Now, what's a challenge here? Well, it seemed to be knocked out of the goalkeeper's hands. And Big Alec McLeish is still in the United half. And unfortunately, we have an invasion of the pitch. But the police have come on very quickly. And got somebody off. Ray now, here's a great chance here, Stewart. Oh, it's just touched away brilliantly. Corner kick. This game has really erupted. He really fired us in, and watch the hand of Billy Thompson. Aberdeen trying to fight back immediately. Willie Miller's in there, and it's there. The equaliser, Gray. It's Hewitt. Hewitt getting the equaliser. A quite astonishing minute. Capped here by Willie Miller, showing all his typical determination, getting his head to that. Billy Thompson couldn't get there, and there was Hewitt, right at the post. It's 2 each. Bet. Neary. Oh, Batalainen. No, he should have laid it off. Very rarely does a man score a goal from that angle. He was really trying it on there. He had players inside him. We're now about 30 seconds into stoppage time. Was that a corner? It is indeed. Last chance for anybody, methinks, as Pantalainen begins to prepare in his usual spot in the penalty area for this. Just touched away. And the final whistle has gone, in fact. Well, the second half redeemed the game, and particularly that volcanic moment when Dundee United went ahead, followed by swift retaliation by Aberdeen.
Alec, you were twice behind and twice you fought back to level terms. Do you think at the end of the day you got more out of the game than they did?
Yes, I think so, Arch. I think United will be very disappointed having been in the lead twice, and to see us coming back twice, I think would be pretty heartbreaking for them.
I think Jim McLean said at the end that the wind had won. I think the conditions, although they looked all right on the box, I think the conditions were pretty bad, weren't they?
Very blustery in the first half. We played with the wind, and as a result, it was really hard to judge the high balls coming from United defence, because they were hanging in the air, and it made it difficult for defenders.
It's also difficult for attackers, because sometimes people get the impression that if you've got the wind at your back, it's a tremendous advantage, but there was a lot of overhitting.
Yes, that's certainly true today. I think we were very guilty of that in the first half, and the most galling thing about it was that we never really tested Billy Thompson. We never had any shots at the goals to try out the wind conditions.
Well, you certainly had a test of your team spirit, and that came through all right.
Yes, we showed tremendous fight in the second half, as I've said earlier, coming from twice behind, and I think we must take confidence and heart from that. I don't think we played at all in the first half, but the manager gave us a rare old roasting at half-time, him and Jockey together, and we came out fighting the second half.
Mead got a very good opening goal for them, though. I mean, it's a difficult ball to take. I know you were playing against them, but he took it well.
He took it first time. I think it was a free kick from deep in United, well, just into our half, and John Clark didn't get much on it, but Mead had a clear shot at goal, and he struck it first time at the bottom corner. But really, we should have had markers, and we're asking questions about that one.
There could be nothing better than somebody coming out here to play for the first time and scoring a goal. That must have given you a great deal of satisfaction.
Oh, yeah, I feel brilliant after that goal. I hope I can continue on Wednesday night. Hopefully I can score the same spectacular goal as well.
Do you think you just like 100% match fitness?
I think so, because it's my second game and I actually ain't had a full 90 minutes run out. So hopefully I'll be fit for Wednesday and start full, and hopefully I won't get injured.
Well, now, talking about injuries, it was pretty tough out there today. Now, how would you compare that kind of attitude and style to the kind of football you've come from?
It's a lot of aggression, and you actually go for the ball over here, but in the continent, you don't actually go into a 50-50 a lot of players will hold back and take it easy, but up here is competitive and the ball's there, you're going for a challenge and win the ball.
And you're enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it. If the ball's there, I've got to win it.
Scoring on his debut, and that point keeps Dundee United joint top of the table with Rangers, who figured today in one of the most astonishing Old Firm matches I've ever seen. All the talk beforehand of how close a match it was likely to be. Not so. Rangers cruised to a crushing 5-1 victory. It was the first time Rangers had scored 5 against their Old Firm rival since September 1960. Goal difference. Hibs and Hearts, after their draw today, just 1 point behind. Aberdeen on 3 points, as are Dundee. And at the other end of the Premier Division, look at the side in 9th place, second bottom, Celtic, the defending champions after defeat last week at Dundee United and again today. Motherwell in the big. Hibs, Aberdeen and Dunfermline again start some cracking matches there. We'll see you again next Saturday night. Meantime, goodbye.